Greetings, YouTube. This is a toothpick. In my household, we mostly use them for baking, but very useful tool by and large. And I used to carry a toothpick with me with my Swiss Army tool, but that particular tool is no longer on my EDC. And the Swiss card I have doesn't have a toothpick in it, which is kind of weird, but it doesn't. Um, so I recently saw an ad on Instagram, and the ad showed a retractable toothpick, metal, that was had a brass body, which looked really nice, but I wasn't about to pull the trigger on something that was probably going to be fairly expensive because I didn't know if I would find it useful or not. So I went on to Amazon and I found this, which is a plastic version. As you can see, it is roughly the same size as a toothpick. And it does, in fact, retract and then lock in place. Deploys very quickly, very useful, and it comes to a nice sharp point, and it works beautifully as a toothpick. And once I realized how useful I found this, I decided I was going to get myself a better quality one. Because this is a very cheap, cheap implement. I bought like 3 of these for $7, I think. I even gave one of them away already. Eventually, this one's going to just stay here in the office with me. The problem is because it deploys quickly, it's also really easy. If you're not careful, boom, and it's gone. So it's kind of awkward when you're using it to kind of have to put your finger like this and you're kind of like this. It's awkward. But it showed me that having this type of toothpick on my person would be useful. So I took Adam Savage's advice. And Adam Savage's advice is if you think you need a tool, go buy a cheap one. And if you use it twice a year, you're done. And if you use it twice a week, then go out and find the best quality one you can. So I went out and found this. This is a titanium toothpick. It's not retracting. This is a titanium tube. It has this little sprit ring on it. The whole tube is made from one contiguous piece of metal. It's an integral construction. And the end is a screw cap. Now the screw cap has threads on both sides. Threads on the inside to hold it in place, and then you can reverse it and put the threads in this way to make the tool longer. There are washers on either side, which hold the toothpick in place. Now the nice thing about this is it has nice flats here, so the body is very easy to grip. The head doesn't, however. That's a little bit more awkward. However, once you remove this right here, you have a toothpick. It's a little shorter than a standard toothpick, but it is very pointy, very convenient, and works beautifully as a toothpick, which is what I wanted, just cleaning my teeth kind of thing. Because I eat a sandwich at work every day, and I'd like to make sure I don't have stuff in my teeth when I'm finished, even though I wear a mask at work all the time. Now, you can use it just as a toothpick, just like it is. Like I said, you just take it apart, and it's a functional toothpick. Or you reverse it, and you put it back in the handle, and again, it's got an O-ring on the other side as well, and now you have a more useful tool. This could be used for different things, for like poking at electronics, hitting recessed buttons, like the little SD card trays in your phone, that kind of thing. You could also use this for eating small items, picking them up and consuming them. Now, interesting fact that before the advent of the fork, and yes, there was a time when there were no forks in the world, it was very common for people to use picks, slightly larger than this, picks to hold their food in place while they were cutting with a knife, though they would frequently eat the food with the knife. The pick was mostly just to hold it in place. But some people would use the pick as well as a consumption device. But eventually, when forks became common, they did away with the pick for the most part. Though you can still find them in some hunting sets where it would be a larger knife and then some small implements on the outside of the sheath. And they often have a pick for that purpose. Though I do not know if those were before the advent of the fork or they were just done because it was kind of a tradition. I can't tell you that part. I think they were called a trousseau. Was that a trousseau? I'm not positive. Very little handy things though if you're out hunting. But this is a cool little tool. Now, again, I saw people were talking about it and usefulness again, as I said, electronics and stuff and picking your teeth and things like that. Someone said self-defense. Now, if you've got nothing, this is better than nothing. But unless you hit the person in an eye, the jugular, or the groin, you're probably just going to piss them off. Because this is bigger than a needle, but not much bigger than a needle. It's going to make a hole, but that hole is not going to probably bleed much. Again, unless you hit an eye, your jugular, or the groin, where you pick. Let's face it, no one wants a needle in the groin. Um, so yes, I question its utility as a self-defense item, but as a toothpick, it excels. And this um, the O-rings in here would hold it in place, so you could carry it on your keychain without any difficulty. Obviously, not with the toothpick exposed. And it's quite nice. And it actually came with a key ring itself as well, right there, which I will not be using because I carry this in my belt pouch. I carry a belt pouch, and this goes in there. And I put the split ring on there because the split ring makes it easier to pull out of the belt pouch because it's in a dump pocket. So I can just reach in and grab the thing and pull it out. So very happy with this. Now it's like I said, this one, 3 of them for $7. This was 17. Yes, it's a very expensive toothpick. It's a $17 toothpick, and I got it off of Amazon. And it does exactly what it's supposed to do. It does it really well. I don't have to make the thing long to use it as toothpick. I take it apart, do my thing, and clean it, put it back. You're good to go. I also saw on the Amazon that you could get titanium containers that would have actual loose toothpicks made out of titanium. I think most of them had like 3 of them or something, which is something, if that's what you want, you could do. My concern was that the noise, it'd be rattling around in there, which would drive me out of my mind. But then again, I'm autistic and those kind of things can get to me. But this one will make no noise. It's super light. It's very strong. It's very pointy. And it does exactly what I want it to do, function as a toothpick. It really is amazing how light this thing is. It really is. And it sits right next to my titanium tweezers. So, they're buddies. So yeah, really think this is cool. If you're in the market for a toothpick, whether it's a retractable or this, you can be able to find them online. And again, the one that inspired me to purchase this was a brass one. So maybe the build quality in that is better. Maybe the lock is superior. I don't know. I wanted to try a cheap version to see if I would fit into my EDC. Realized it would. So I went out and bought myself one. I think that fits my particular needs better, which is when it just comes apart, it's a pick, goes back together. I never have to worry about it retracting on me, which is something I found frustrating. Oh, say, if you need a toothpick, folks, and you want to have one made out of titanium, you can.